Hey everybody, coming to you from the Benzinga newsroom in downtown Detroit. Nick and I, we had seen some unusual interest in a name that we don't normally see interest in. Interest meaning there's a lot of users on Benzinga.com, on Benzinga Pro, our real-time breaking news platform, who are searching a stock right now. So much so that we jumped up from our desk and said hey, we should get some people some information on the stock. It is a company called Digiliti. It is ticker DGLT Delta Golf Lima Tango.
The $1.9 million behemoth of a company.
So what Nick just said right there, before today, company was a $1.9 million company. There has been some news in the name over the last 48 hours. We're going to really quickly break down the news that hit over the last 48 hours. And the news kind of brings into a little bit of understanding of what's called a T12 trading halt.
Super rare. You
Doesn't happen too often. We also wanted to give you some insight on it. It seems like, at least looking at our tracking numbers behind us here, it seems like people are not able to get information that they're looking for. So Nick and I want to give you a real quick update.
It was one of our top articles today.
That's exactly.
What is a T12 halt?
So why don't you tell us, Nick, real quick, what happened over the last 48 hours in Digiliti?
So on Monday, before 8 a.m. Eastern Time, there was a code news pending, which is a T1 halt, very common.
Yep.
You'll see this a lot of times when companies want to report material information. So the stock was halted for this so that the news could be disseminated.
And the news was?
And the news was that the company said they may need to restate financials and that it is actively reviewing strategic options, including a possible bankruptcy. Now, when the stock resumed trade,
on Monday,
stock fell 40%.
Yep.
And it's a penny stock, so it was, I believe, from 35 cents to
around 20
cents
or something
20
like
cents.
that.
Yeah. So very notable sell-off, and bad news for the stock, you would think.
So today, early this morning, before the market opened, we got a press release from a company called Urban FT, and you did a little bit of research on Urban FT. What are they?
So not huge in-depth research, but I looked and they seemed like a somewhat of a fintech company, a technology company for sure, and it looks like they have some financial technology companies in their portfolio.
So company issued a press release. They said, I'm going to quote this, that we made a bid to rescue troubled NASDAQ-listed Digiliti Money Group.
And so
that was before the market opened. Market opened, stock rallied more than 100%. We talked about that halt earlier. The stock is halted right now, up 433%. So this, as of yesterday, under $2 million company is now over about $10 million really quickly.
And so the reasoning for the T12 halt is the SEC sees, okay, this company was in danger of possibly going bankrupt, and then a day later, a company comes and makes an offer to acquire the company. It just is very, brings a lot of red flags. So that's why they gave the T12 halt. And there's been instances of T12 halts in the past. I know Brent can speak to it.
Yeah, sure. And I did want to highlight one other thing real quick, Nick. So according to FINRA, a trading halt of the T12 kind can last up to 10 business days, and it is issued when the SEC believes the investing public may be at risk. Huge kind of sentence there.
It's like retail needs to be aware. We're going to halt this until we can figure out what the hell is going on.
Exactly. So SEC and the NASDAQ, the exchange, are in control of this right now. Nick mentioned a couple other examples. We're going to give you the examples so you can kind of take it to the real world, but we're not saying that there's any implications on Digiliti. We don't know what's going on with Digiliti right now. A couple of those examples for us, Nick.
So dry ships, obviously it's a popular stock among retail traders. It's known for their reverse stock splits and crazy short squeezes. They had a T12. They had a T12.
And obviously that stock is still trading.
Still trading, so it obviously didn't necessarily mean it was a negative thing. However, there's a lot of retail traders that always speculate that there's some manipulation going on there. So the SEC halted it with the T12, investigated further, and it's still trading.
Another example
was Force Energy, ticker FNRG. It's actually not, it's delisted now.
It was suspended upon, it didn't open after it got T12.
Questions have arisen concerning potential manipulative activity of FNRG stock, including transactions between February 25th and April 2nd of 2015 and the funding of those transactions. The chairman earlier this year was arrested for manipulative actions and stock, obviously some
Didn't-
wrongdoing with
and
manipulation.
the
of stock.
stock did not return.
Yes.
So just to say it again,
Delisted.
we don't know what's going on with Digiliti. We don't know if it's going to be the case of force or if it's going to be the case of dry ships, and we don't have any more information as of right now.
I actually do want
You
to.
do.
Breaking just now.
Okay.
I reached out to Urban FT. Spokesperson said that they don't have specific terms for the acquisition right now. However, they did want to say that they have reached out to the CEO of Urban FT
Okay.
and that they would update Benzinga at a later time with a specific amount, if the deal goes through.
Okay, so that was the comment you got from
Yep.
like a spokesperson.
Yep,
Gotcha. Okay.
spokesperson from Urban FT.
Okay, great. So giving you a quick update here on midday action or lack of action. It's halted in Digiliti. This is Nick Donato. I'm Brent Slava. Thanks for watching.